I've never made any secret of the fact that I am a complete tart.
Yo, it's the Gangstar Chef Aspen cooking up another show. Packed full of herbs adding spice like night to a lad's flow.
Just go at them together with a rolling pin in a freezer.
Get all these smiling while eating blueberries and strawberries and whipped cream. So join the party, it's for free. And enjoy life having a feed. Stop getting junk, processed crap. Have a romantic dinner with some pussy and enjoy the beats. Entree served, some of the hunter's finest graffiti.
Put the cream into my deep flange because it always feels like a treat.
Hi and welcome to Gangstar Chef Aspen for this week. This is our second time using the webcam. I've watched the other episode over and over, so I know what I think I need to do a bit more now, and we're going to do a bit more involved. So this week on Gangstar Chef we are doing 5 frozen meals with 2 kilos of beef mince. So we're going to do meatballs and pasta, spaghetti bolognese, hamburger, and we're going to do a chili con carne. That was the other one. So, and then we're going to divide it up and freeze the meals and cool the meals properly, and I'll show you how to do that. And we're just keeping it real basic ingredients, so all this stuff you can just grab from your supermarket. So we're going to make the mince a bit flavoursome and make our meatballs and then cook it off. So what we do is we've got our mince over here, and we just want to get some mixed herbs, and we're going to put a fair bit in, so take the lid off and dump a heap of mixed herbs in there. And then we're going to turn our stove over here on to about, we'll give it a 5 or 6, and then we're going to go back and put some pepper. So before we cook all this off, we're going to roll some meatballs. So I've got some pieces of cheese here cut up in a nice little cubes sitting there. We're going to add a bit of salt to the mix, and then we're going to mix that all in just roughly, just so it's mixed up. And then we're going to pull a little bit aside. Now at the same time our dish is heating up, and we're just going to add a little bit of oil to the wok. I'm using a wok because I find it's just a bit easier to flip the stuff. And we're going to shred some onion up. This is going to get cooked down and nice and soft to go through, and we're just going to chuck that in. We're going to grab our mince, and we're just going to make full little balls. So we divide it up into roughly a little bit of a small handful into a ball. Then we put the cheese in and roll it around, and just we'll make a 2 per serve because they're pretty big ones. So put the cheese in. We've got 4 made up now, and the onion's cooking off. And in a second I'll show you why I chose the wok instead of fry pan, because we can just get it, shake it. Now I've got 2 pots of water on. I've got them on, so we'll turn those on to high and just fill them up. Now that the onion's sweated off a little bit, we will add the mince to the mixture and brown it off, saving a little bit for our hamburgers. Okay, so now we're back to the stove, and our mince is cooking away with the onion. It's nice and bubbly. We've brought the pots of water to the boil, and we've added penne pasta, and in the other pot we've got some spaghetti, fettuccine going in for our dishes. So they're just going to cook off. Okay, we got our 2 burgers already weighed. So I've just mixed up a bit of egg in a bowl, and I've got some rolled oats, and I'm just going to add a bit of rolled oats into that, because they'll keep the burger nice and moist with all the juices instead of it. And I'm just going to quickly put that all together so it's nice and sticky. We won't cook these off, we'll just freeze them like that, so when you want it on the night and you have a chick over or your mate over, you can quickly pull them out. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of breadcrumb. Probably could have gone a little bit less than 1 egg, and that's just dried it up nicely now. Mix that around so it's all mixed up. Just a tiny another sprinkle, and that is coming out a ripper. So now we'll divide that in half as it's sticking together, and we'll just let those lay there and set for a minute before we wrap them, just so they get stiff. Now our pasta's nicely cooking. We'll just give that a quick stir so it doesn't stick to the bottom, and get all the pasta, the fettuccine pasta in. Now we got some tomato that we just want to dice this up. Sauce today is based on tomato sauces, and the chili con carne will have a lot of chili added to it, so it doesn't matter how chunky or fine you want it. I'm just doing a rough chop because I find it's a lot nicer once it stews down. And we just add 3 tomatoes, and I got a tin of diced Italian tomatoes. Got some tomato paste. I'm going to add about 100 grams tomato paste, some garlic, dried garlic. I'm just going to sprinkle that in. Not too much because the chili con carne doesn't have much, but a little bit of parsley, just dried. Mixed herbs, so we already got a bit of that in there, but just a little bit more. And we're just going to give that another stir. Our pasta now, it's all gone like soft, and we're going to just turn it right down now and just let it finish off as we're getting this already. All starting to stew up nice now. So now we have spaghetti bolognese, the basic dish. So we want to get a spare bowl once this cooks a little bit more. Remember, it's going to cook in the microwave, so you don't have to overcook everything. You want to keep it just cooked and just maybe a little bit on the pink side, because when you put it in the microwave for 3-4 minutes, it will cook it, and if it's overcooked, it will be very yuck. So those pastas are nicely finished, and we're just going to sit them in the sink and run cold water straight through them. So now I'll get a bowl out, and we'll save a little bit aside for the spaghetti bowl. Okay, so now I haven't been counting properly. I said 5 meals, I had 4. We forgot tacos, a bit of the mince from that's cooling down for the spaghetti bolognese will be saved separately by itself for mince for tacos. So, and now we have gone and added in to our bowl our meatballs. I pushed all the meat to the side, turned it down on a low heat, and I've just got them stewing away there. So they're nearly ready now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a Chinese container, and I've got some rice that I cooked off before, and I'm just going to put half that rice into the bowl, about halfway. we had rice for dinner last night, so I just put a bit away in the bowls. And then to that, I'm just going to go and add some water. So the water, just a little titch, and that will steam the rice when it's getting microwaved. A nice dob of meatballs, 2 each. And that's your meatball one, ready to go. So now we have a bit of mince left over. We're going to quickly turn this into chili con carne, chili powder. And so my mate doesn't like it too hot. When you go microwave it, right at the end you'd add your fresh chilies. So we've got some kidney beans, and we're going to add that and a bit of sauce, and that will bring it right up. So while that's all just warming up, all these meals, once they're hot, they have to be put in the fridge straight away, and it should be ready for service. So now we'll make our mince for tacos, and we've got 2 smaller Chinese containers, and we'll just fill those up. Because we're not going to use the lids, what I do now is I put my hamburgers onto the lids we're not using at the moment, and I'll just slide those quickly into the cool freezer, and then when they're frozen I'll pull them out and wrap them up. We like big spaghetti bolognese after a hard day's work, so we've got some more Chinese containers. And then, so just pour a little tiny bit of water in it, and add our now you mightn't usually have chili pasta with chili con carne, but it's a lot, you just can't sit there eating meat some nights, so you got to have a bit of pasta. We get our nice bowl. Now I like my chili con carne, so after this I'm going to make a couple more bowls, but pour that on top. The next little trick I do is in my spaghetti bolognese, I just at the last minute add some frozen veggies in and press them down, just so I get that extra nutrition. The meatballs, that's got cheese in it, so we won't worry about nutrition with that. And that's our 5 frozen meals all ready. It looks like me and my mate are eating good whenever we've got no time to cook. So what I do with that is now I'll place it in the fridge, sit there and cool down, then place the lid on top and freeze to you when you're right. We'll write the date on it so you know how old they are and freeze them. So I hope you like this episode of Gangstar Chef. I know I've got to get a bit better at looking at the cameras, because this is the first time I've used all the 3 cameras in action. So hopefully it should be a good episode, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for my favourite sponsors, Centrelink, because this has never happened without you. And goodbye from the Gangstar Chef.